Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Buddy Matthews just wrestled at a Grand Slam Australia earlier tonight. During the show, he paid homage to his wife, Rhea Ripley. Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley first met each other during their time working in WWE in 2020. Their friendship blossomed and they began dating 2 years later in 2022. A year later, the couple announced their engagement and they finally tied the knot last year. Although Buddy and Rhea work for different promotions currently, they have always been supportive of each other's work. Their careers also have some parallels. Last year, at WWE Elimination Chamber, Rhea competed in her home country of Australia and she wore a jacket with the country's flag on the back. Today, Buddy Matthews competed at Grand Slam Australia and he decided to pay homage to his wife by wearing a similar jacket. Bill Apter makes a massive prediction about Rhea Ripley's upcoming title defense. On the February 3rd episode of WWE Raw, Io Sky had the chance to qualify for the Elimination Chamber match. However, Rhea, who tried to help her out, ended up costing Io the match. The former WWE Women's Champion was quite upset about the setback. To make things right, Mommy offered Io a title shot on the Raw after Elimination Chamber. This means that Io still has a chance to make it to WrestleMania this year. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk podcast, Bill Apter said that Rhea will retain her title. However, Io will be more prominently featured in the match. I think it's a great idea to draw people to Netflix, trying to keep that Netflix audience coming back every week for something special, and my prediction is Rhea retains the belt in what will be an excellent match that will showcase Io Sky more so than Rhea Ripley. 6:55 to 7:15. It will be interesting to see if Mommy will be able to defeat Io Sky when they clash in 3 weeks. A love story written in the squared circle. The lights shone bright at a packed Dynamite event, and the crowd roared as Buddy Matthews stood in the ring, sweat glistening on his forehead after an intense match. But tonight, something was different. Instead of his usual stoic demeanor, a rare softness flickered across his face. The arena, always alive with energy, felt as though it had paused in anticipation. Buddy, microphone in hand, took a deep breath and let the electricity of the moment settle over him. Then, with a smirk, he uttered words that would send shockwaves through the wrestling world. This one was for my wife, the most dominant, the most ruthless, the most incredible woman in this industry, your WWE Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. The crowd erupted, knowing the significance of those words. A WWE champion being acknowledged in an ring? That was unheard of. But this wasn't about brands, about rivalries, or about competition. This was about love. Love that had transcended companies, boundaries, and even the very notion of wrestling politics. And this wasn't the first time Buddy Matthews had paid homage to his wife. A romance born in the trenches. Before they were husband and wife, Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley were warriors in the same battlefield, both dedicated to their craft with an intensity that few could match. Their journey to finding each other wasn't traditional, it was grueling, paved with sacrifices, long nights away from home, and battles both inside and outside the ring. Buddy, formerly known as Buddy Murphy in WWE, had already established himself as an elite competitor, capturing the Cruiserweight Championship and later dominating the tag team division. Rhea Ripley, meanwhile, was carving out her own legacy. She was no longer just an up-and-comer from Australia, she was a force, a nightmare, the very definition of dominance in WWE. The two had crossed paths numerous times backstage, but their connection wasn't immediate. It was something that built slowly, forged through shared struggles. Late-night training sessions, grueling workouts, and conversations about the physical and mental toll of wrestling created an unbreakable bond. Before long, that bond turned into something more. While the rest of the world watched them as individual superstars, behind the scenes, they were each other's greatest support system. A rivalry between promotions, but never between them. Wrestling, by nature, is competitive. Not just in the ring, but behind the scenes. WWE and may not openly declare war, but the rivalry is always there. For Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley, navigating that rivalry while being in different promotions was not always easy. But if there was one thing they had learned, it was that love was stronger than business. While Rhea Ripley was cementing her status as one of the most feared champions in WWE history, Buddy was finding his own success in it. He thrived as a member of the House of Black, where he reinvented himself as a force to be reckoned with. While fans speculated about whether he'd return to WWE or if Rhea would ever join him in The couple never let the outside noise affect them. Instead, they celebrated each other's wins. There was Buddy, after every one of Rhea's title defenses, texting her immediately, his messages filled with pride and admiration. There was Rhea, watching Buddy's matches, cheering for him even when the wrestling world pretended their relationship didn't exist. They were each other's biggest fans in a world that sometimes forced them to stay silent about it. The tribute that broke the internet. When Buddy Matthews took to social media just days before WWE Raw, no one expected the post to go viral. He shared a picture of Rhea Ripley holding the WWE Women's World Championship high above her head, with a caption that stunned fans. Strength. Dominance. Power. You are all of it and more. Keep making history, mommy. The wrestling world exploded. WWE fans, and even casual viewers found themselves talking about the message. It was rare to see such an open acknowledgement of an interpromotional relationship, let alone a tribute from a rival company's star to a reigning WWE champion. But Buddy wasn't done yet. Later that night, during his match, he delivered a movie early reminiscent of Rhea's signature riptide. After hitting his opponent with it, he stood up, smirked at the hard camera, and muttered, "For you, babe." It was subtle, but the message was clear. Rhea, watching from the comfort of her hotel room while preparing for WWE Raw, was overwhelmed with emotion. She immediately tweeted, "Forever proud of you, my king. You already know. Love that defies boundaries." Despite being in different promotions, Buddy and Rhea proved that love had no barriers. They continued to inspire each other, to challenge each other, and to be each other's greatest source of strength. For Buddy, Rhea was more than just the WWE Women's World Champion, she was his partner, his anchor, his greatest motivation. For Rhea, Buddy was more than just an elite wrestler, he was her heart, her safe space, her biggest supporter. And for the fans? They were a reminder that sometimes, the most compelling stories aren't the ones written by promotions. They are the ones written by life itself.